Are we connected with Patricia?
Yes.
What are we seeing?
It's nighttime, and I'm being drawn by the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see the reflection of it on the water. It's very woodsy, and I feel like I'm alone here in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at my feet, they're like paws.
What kind of paws?
Like I'm a wolf.
Mm.
And so I'm just kind of roaming around. And I could see my breath, and really like going to like the top of some kind of mountain that I feel like where I'm safe, and like literally howling at the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm alone. I see a couple of like other animals around in the area, like squirrels or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really stick around. Like they're like we hang out, but usually I'm on my own doing my own thing.
You hang out with the other animals, but you usually do your own thing.
Yeah, at night.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a pact or anything like that. We just I'll just see them around, say hi, and
So you're a lone wolf?
we'll.
Mm.
But I don't feel lonely or anything. I'm very comfortable where I am. And I love, especially nighttime when it's quiet,
Peaceful.
peaceful, yes. Like you're never really alone
Mm-hmm.
when you're like connected to everything. I can feel like the connection in my paws when I walk, just through the sounds of the branches on the earth under my feet, the breeze, the natural light from the stars, the water that I drink, the rock that I lean on to sleep on. I'm not alone, really.
Beautiful. What do you do next?
Nothing really. That's just it.
Okay. Is there anything
It's just
else?
contentment. That's all. I'm just feeling contentment.
Anything else that you feel?
No, I'm just peaceful. That's it.
Beautiful. Is there anything else important about this scene that we need to know?
None that is coming out.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. So now connecting with Patricia's higher self, please. Do we have permission to ask questions?
Very bright energy, yes.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay. So why did you show us that scene of the lone wolf? How is that important for Patricia?
To allow her to know that she is and doesn't need anything outside of herself. She can have everything she wants, even if it doesn't look like she has everything. It's not going to look how she thinks it's supposed to.
What do you mean by that?
She has like an expectation of her life or how it's supposed to be. But sometimes that expectation doesn't come out. So you're always holding on to that one way that it's supposed to be. In this case, it's very much so that she has to go through the path of being like the lone wolf that she really is, to find that contentment inside of herself, and that she's never really alone. She has to connect to herself and to everything around her.
Beautiful. How can she do that more easily? Find that contentment in her own life and that connection with herself and everything around her.
By losing the control of and having that idea of what it's supposed to look like. For her to really just take a step back and look at her life and how it's a beautiful creation on its own. Unique. It's specific to her. And she can take that time to just appreciate everything that she has been through, all that she's going through, what she's learning. Really feeling that gratitude inside for those experiences and going inward into herself to appreciate herself and celebrate who she is, who she's becoming, or how far she's come to become who she is today. She does have a lot of excitement stored inside of her that just wants to celebrate. And instead of like waiting for the right moment to celebrate, just open that up and celebrate.
Beautiful. She says her life has had a lot of ups and downs, and she's wondering if she's on the right track with her soul purpose.
She is exactly where she needs to be at this time. Going back inward and connecting with herself, she can navigate her life and the decisions that she's going to make for her life path. It's always in that moment of presence. Her contentment of this moment, just like that wolf. Feeling really settling and into that feeling of right now, being, she will feel that she is where she needs to be right now. And she can do that at every step of her journey. Her life path is this moment.
Beautiful. She also wonders if she should continue on with this course she's about to take. This is a course for working in theaters, and if that is in alignment with her purpose.
I'm feeling a bit of a split. But I do feel that she likes it. That's why she did it. That's why she chose to do it. She aligned with it. That's why she said yes to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no harm in finishing it. She said yes to it. So to just finish it and see where it leads. And again, if it doesn't lead her, or if it doesn't feel right to her in that time, she does not have to say yes to it again. It's perfectly fine. Something else will come.
It's an experience, and we get to choose our experiences.
Yes, we always have a choice in what we would like to do. This opportunity came to her and she said yes. So why not? If that's where her joy is, go follow that.
Following joy.
Always follow your joy.
And then if something arises later, she can always change her mind.
Absolutely. We don't have to always just be like, well, I'm going this way, and that's the only direction I can go because I said yes to it. But if something else happens on the other side that's complete opposite, and that's where her joy is leading her, she can always just turn the wheel and go that way. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. She wasted all this time. No, that experience had led her to this other experience.
Yeah.
Following the path of joy. Right now, this is where it is. And again, something may come up and it doesn't matter. We zigzag through getting to wherever we want to be. We are going where we are supposed to be, even though it may not feel like it's an ultimate direction going straight. Mm-hmm. We're not supposed to experience really life that way. We need those turns, peaks and valleys, ups and downs. Without them, where's your experience? Where's the fun? Where's the appreciation?
Very good, thank you. She says, I do not feel like I belong anywhere I go. I have no real friends, and I don't have much of family or any good prospects in terms of real relationships. I keep meeting dishonest people. Why is that, and will it get better?
They're showing me that wolf again. She needs to go inside and be honest with herself. She needs to reconnect with herself, gain that relationship inside, solid foundation.
Is she being dishonest with herself? Is that why these people are showing up?
There's a lot of work that needs to be done inside of her. there are always like these little aspects of ourselves that are mirroring outward, why we attract these kind of things within us. It's leading her to her inner work inside. A lot of healing that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who she attracts, it is mirroring something in her. And to recognize that, it's not saying she's a bad person or dishonest or whatever, but there's something in her that is attracting that. Perhaps something that she has witnessed, or all the relationships perhaps that she has seen growing up. But to create that safe space and relationship with herself, understanding what she wants in her life, having boundaries, and knowing what she wants.
And not being afraid to ask for it or get it.
Yes. When you become more comfortable with yourself and you take care of yourself, you nurture. When you love yourself, you watch yourself grow. You will want to grow. You'll naturally grow. It is like a plant. And by doing so, you create and you establish what you accept into your life.
Yes.
Perhaps this is an opportunity for her to give herself some quality so that she can attract better quality outside of herself. But really it begins within.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. She says, I am currently suffering health-wise from acne and hirsutism. Why is that? And can I be healed?
You absolutely can be healed. And again, it always comes back to you. This is a beautiful opportunity to come back into yourself and nurture yourself. Accept yourself for what you are going through. Love yourself there. It is a practice of complete self-acceptance. Not to be so hard on yourself or your body. You have to love all parts of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it causes some kind of discomfort or self-judgment, negative thoughts. You have to be aware of these things that you're thinking and the way you persecute yourself, whether you're conscious of it or not. Now is time to bring in that awareness and to re-establish like a new mindset, a reset, a lot of forgiveness, just a lot of love. You need to love yourself, really accept that. And you have to be okay with it.
Do you get a sense of what the root cause is?
I feel like I'm being brought back to some kind of childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if there was maybe like, very critical of her
Okay.
or bullying. I'm not sure what it is. It just feels very negative. Like I'm seeing it like as if it's being shot out to her,
Mm.
and then that becoming the internal voice,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's like that negativity had really seeped into her body type thing, and now it's kind of like perpetuating into what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a cycle.
So, how to release the body from that negativity? Can we send her some healing today to get her started?
Yes, can definitely send her healing, and she can ask for it as well. She needs to start taking this time to like hold herself, forgive what happened to her, and forgive also herself for continuing that kind of like cycle.
So,
And to know
forgiveness.
that she's, yes, and to know that she's perfect and beautiful she is. I see how bright of a light she is, especially when we first connected. It was just like a big smile and a big yes. Ready.
Yeah.
That soul inside is just waiting to be free. It has to go through a couple of layers of healing. Is willing, which is a great sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, how does she learn to nurture and accept herself? How exactly how she is?
Self-awareness is a big one. Catching thoughts, catching the way she may judge herself, how she may think, down to herself, being hard on herself.
And what should she do when she catches herself having
Place
those?
them by replacing them, those thought forms, and just saying, that's not true. It's not true. I am beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Write down the qualities that she likes about herself. Focus on that. Focus on the truth. And build that confidence that way. Once you build that confidence, you're going to stop caring what others think of you.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't matter what they think. It's really just only an opinion, which is an illusion.
Okay.
What matters is how she thinks of herself. And if she can replace those thoughts, those old thought forms that never belonged to her, she just took them as her own and became her inner voice. To change it now, she has the power to change the way she thinks of herself.
Very good. And we sent her some healing to release that those
Yes,
health conditions.
yes. Her higher self is um, doing that, as well as my guide, my galactic guide Zen,
Okay.
placing her in a blue
Blue bubble.
bubble of love.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay. So she says she's had some strange experiences in her life, weird things like epilepsy. She almost died a few times as a child. And she says she also remembers being told to come to Earth, and she was reluctant to come. And as a child, she remembers hearing in her head that nothing is as it seems. So she's wondering if any of these events mean anything at all about why she's here.
Everything has meaning. Nothing is ever for nothing. They're always like strategically placed there for purposes. Sometimes put there as a reset.
Like a memory imprint.
Yes. Memory imprint. Sometimes to really like sometimes to steer and change the direction. She's so tapped into herself and her, to get some information like that at a very young age. It's true. Nothing is as it seems.
Yes. Very true.
Which is why is like we have the tendency again to have these expectations of what things are supposed to look like. As simple as that. And it isn't. Sometimes it's usually never going to be as we expect it to be. As a being, we are limitless. We have so much potential. We could see ourselves expand in different ways, not just to be stuck and limited. There's just so much that we can do when we meet ourselves as deeply as we can inside. That opens so many doors on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
All her experiences are relevant. Nothing really to just sit down and, analyze and stay there. But I mean, just to understand that they all served a purpose for her higher learning, for her growth, all purposely chosen and played out as it should. To get into the habit of looking at it as not so coned in as a human, but to step out and see it for all the choices that you've made as the soul, so brave to come. And we understand how hard it was to make that decision to come. It's not easy sometimes to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But you decided to forge your way in. Make a difference in this life. Your bright light is needed. You could shine so brightly when you come and accept the human that you are. So you can get that out of the way and do your mission here and be bright. Be love, be joy. Be that example for others who have seen your journey. People are always watching. People see. They see when people feel different to them. They see love. They feel it. So you do have an important purpose. especially through your healing that you're going to be going through. That transformation is going to be huge. And it's going to motivate a lot of people around you. You'll be there to inspire. You have a lot to teach just by being who you are.
Beautiful. So last question. She asked, which people who are in my life now in this incarnation have I had past lives with?
I'm being drawn to female, maybe her mom. Definitely her family have been in past lives, but different roles, interchangeable roles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's like, I don't know, I'm seeing like a gentleman that she maybe have worked with, or that she's, it's not very clear, but it's someone she's worked with. It's a male.
Mm-hmm.
That she's had, they've had lives together. Majority of the people who have had impacts on her life have been, it's not like their first lives together. I'm seeing like she's had different lives with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like a recycle back, but not necessarily the same roles. I'm seeing like musical chairs. That's what they're showing me.
So everybody's just like switching roles all the time.
Yeah.
So
Catalysts. They're all playing roles for each other.
So they all chose this.
Mm-hmm.
They all chose these roles for each other
Yes.
before incarnation. And so they are all important for each other
Yes.
in varying ways.
Yes.
Okay. She says she feels a little lost at times. Is there any further advice from the higher self before we go?
When you're feeling lost, come back home to yourself. That wolf in you knows exactly where it needs to go, where it needs to be. And when you're feeling that way, you need to know that you're never always, you're never alone. It is a struggle at times, especially for the light workers who are here and who feel alienated and isolated, that there's a lot of work to do. And to know that you're not the only one who's going through it. There's so many who are in the same boat as you. And you'll find them. They'll find you too.
Was that wolf life that we saw, was that an actual life that she lived, or was that a metaphor?
I'm feeling that was an actual life.
Very cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today. We love you and appreciate you. And we hope this is helpful for Patricia.